Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to CIT tutorials. Today I'm going to show you the Hypershader and different textures and such. This will be pretty basic. I'll have several different videos on different kinds of shaders. I'll probably go into the differences of Blinn, anisotropic, Phong, Lambert later. I'll just give you a basic overview so you have enough information to start your first assignment and get that done. Okay, so I'll just make a cube. And if you watched my last video, we put tools on the shelf here, and so I'm gonna open up my Hypershade window. If you missed the video and you need to get your Hypershade window, you can go to Window, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. And if you Control Shift, not Command, Control Shift, click on it, it'll put it on your current shelf you're on. But I covered that in another video. Anyway, so here's your Hypershader. By default, all new objects are created with this Lambert one. If you right click on it and hold down right click, it's called the initial shading group. So anyway, you can also select objects with that shader, and so it's handy to know. Okay, so we're going to make a red cube. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to make a Phong shader. Okay, there are a couple different ways to apply a shader to an object. You can middle click and drag it so it shows that little plus icon, and you can drop it on the object. And so if I change the color of this, go over to my attribute editor, which I showed in an earlier video, change the color to red. Red. And it changed my object, so that's what's selected. Another way you can attach a shader is if you right click and assign shader to selection. So there's a couple different ways. I usually do the right click just because it's more accurate. Say you have 10 cubes right here, and this one's right in the middle, and you have to middle click and drag it and get it right perfectly placed on it. And say you slip a little bit and it goes off and colors another object. So something to keep in mind. That there always is this right click assign material to selection. So basic ones, there's Phong, which is plastic. That's what it closely resembles. Blinn is metal, and this cube's a terrible way to show this. So I'll do a sphere, and I will up my divisions, which I showed last video or a couple videos ago. Okay, so this has got Blinn on it, and as you can see, it's a really soft shine. It's very dull looking, kind of like matte paint. But for instance, plastic, you got this highlight here, plasticky highlight. And it's very reflective by default. If you select the shader and go to the attribute editor, reflectivity is at 5. That's really reflective. But we'll get more into that when we start going into mental ray and ray tracing and render settings and such. But for right now, just know that it's like a shiny plastic. Blinn is metal. So it kind of looks, like a fridge, I guess, brushed. Just a metal. That's basically what it's used for. It has some certain highlight properties that you can control that make it a little different. These specular eccentricity and specular roll-off are kind of unique to Blinn. There's Lambert. Oh, and just a word to the wise. Never, ever, 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 ever change anything on the default Lambert 1 shader, because then every object you add in after that will have the updated shader on it, and it'll look really weird. So just don't do it. If you need another Lambert, make a Lambert. Lambert is really good for painted wood, sand, clay, dull materials, non-shiny plastic, rubber. It's not reflective at all. It doesn't even have a reflectivity attribute. So it's very, very basic. And then there's anisotropic, and it is good for glass and brushed metal. The things that have a reflection that goes along the object, along the length of the object, like a brushed metal, since it has all the brushed lines in it, it goes, the shine goes along the lines. And we'll get more into some anisotropic type things you can do. For now, don't worry about using it. Probably just stick to Blinn, Lambert, and Phong. Yeah, we'll make a realistic refractive glass later, and that we'll use the anisotropic for that. But anyway, so those are your basic shaders. This is the Hypershade window. So yeah, and you can create new shaders here, and here's your shaders, and you can attach them to your objects. So hope this helped, and hope to see you in the next video.